How does it feel to be MKBHD without the subscribers? Look, I'm tired of this man. What the f? Yo, what's good guys? Austin here, and every now and then I ask you guys on my social media, usually my Twitter, you can follow that right here. All the social links will be down in the description, but I ask you guys to send me some questions for this weekly or monthly Ask Me video series that I do on the channel. So here we are. This is number 4 of the Ask Me series on my channel, and let's go ahead and jump into some questions. Best advice to a beginning YouTuber? 2 things is consistency and good content. So actually a question that I get a lot on a lot of my videos is, hey Austin, why don't you have more subscribers? Well, actually I think I'm a prime example of where consistency can go wrong, and that's the lack of consistency, because you guys might notice that there are some times where I don't upload for a week or 2 weeks, even a month sometimes, which is really crazy, but sometimes things just happen. But I'm actually trying to move to a 2 video per week schedule, so you guys will be noticing a lot more consistency on the channel. And I know I've said that a lot, but hopefully this will be the final run through and the last time I have to apologize and say that to you guys. But definitely consistency is the #1 thing, because if people don't expect you to make videos, then you can't expect them to come to your channel and watch your videos, because if you're only making a video once a year, then obviously people aren't going to be expecting you to make videos. If I stop making videos for 2 months and I upload a new video, I'm probably going to lose subscribers because people will have forgotten who I am at this point. And then also the second thing, of course, is you gotta make good stuff that people want to watch. So what's going to be your next camera? So this actually kind of plays to the first question. This is another piece of advice that you guys will hear me say many times, and you might see me talk about this on Twitter, me, you know, bugging around saying I'm gonna get a new camera. Most of the time I'm just trolling myself because I know I'm not gonna get a new camera. But don't worry about getting a new camera, because I know so many creators that make really good stuff without a great camera. Unfortunately, in the tech community, a lot of people are really interested in the specs of stuff and the equipment that you use, but don't worry about the stuff. Just make sure you're consistent with the content you're creating and make good content. That's all I can tell you. But to actually answer the question, you might have noticed me on Twitter saying a lot of things about the Blackmagic Ursa Mini. I don't know if I'm actually gonna hit that camera, but it does look like a good camera for the price that you can get it at. But Blackmagic is awful at, you know, releasing things on time. I really don't get it. I think right now, the camera that I wanted to get, it was supposed to be releasing by the end of this month. I think right now the pre-orders have been already pushed back to mid-September, so who knows when I'm gonna get a new camera. But honestly, I'm not in a rush. I think the quality looks great on this, and I'm just gonna, you know, save my money, because it's hard out here for college students. What tech item do you want but can't get right now? I'm gonna have to refer you to the last question I just answered. What happened to Austin's personality? Did you stop making videos for the channel? Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, and this was sort of me just experimenting with different videos, but I actually have a second channel. I think I uploaded maybe 5 or 6 videos last summer. I'll leave a link in the description, and you guys can come back, watch some of those videos, and then come back to this video and tell me if you guys want consistent content on that channel. Because if enough of you actually like that content, I can start making that stuff again. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you guys want more videos on that channel again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the link will be in the description, youtube.com/AustinsPersonality. It's an interesting time. Do you prefer a dual screen setup or one ultra-wide screen? Well, actually, I'm using neither. So you might see I'm using the HP Spectre 32. That's a 4K monitor, 32 inches. I've actually tried out the dual screen monitor. That's what you guys saw before. I had 2 27-inch 1440p monitors. I actually haven't gotten the chance to use an ultra-wide monitor. I guess that'll be the next upgrade in this setup, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't really like the dual setup just because there's that bar in the middle, and I think that's what the ultra-wide is supposed to fix, and that's why a lot of people use it, especially for video editors, because you can see that big timeline. But I think the main thing that has stopped me from getting one is that the resolution isn't what I would get on my 4K monitor. Right now, I basically have an ultra-wide screen, just more vertical room. So I would want a ultra-wide that at least has a higher resolution, so I can actually do more stuff rather than just have the stretched out screen. But who knows? Maybe some company will, you know, grant those wishes. But I'll definitely have to try one before I give you guys like a full opinion on that, because I haven't tried an ultra wide screen. But 2 monitors, I don't think that's really for me. OnePlus 2, beef or bust? I'm gonna have to go with beef, but very cautionary beef. You know, like not rare but well done. So for the most part, it seems like they stuck to their core of the OnePlus 1 and brought many of those things over to the OnePlus 2. Now, a lot of the design language is the same, but they just use more refined materials, and it looks like a more premium phone. Of course, it is going to be more expensive, and this market has kind of been flooded with a lot of great options for cheaper phones, so I'm going to be interested to see how it plays against other similarly priced phones. But right now it's looking pretty good. I think the design looks really nice. The only thing about it that I don't really like is the camera module on the back. It just looks really weird. But a lot of the things that they added, such as the alert slider, which is something that is sort of like the iPhone, is something that's really cool, and it's really the first Android device I've seen with one. And it's really nice that they included that. They also included a fingerprint sensor, which hopefully will be as good as, you know, the iPhone 6 and the Galaxy S6. And it seems like they're actually forward thinking. You know, they added USB Type-C connector, but it's kind of weird because they didn't add NFC, which, if you're looking at what Android Pay might be in the next couple of years, seems like a bad decision. But they're saying that Android Pay isn't going to be this big thing in the future, but if they're wrong, then that could really hurt them in the future. But with all that aside, yes, it looks like a good phone. The only thing that I'm worried about is the same thing we had to worry about before, and that is this damn invite system. I think right now I am the 30,000th person in line just to get an invite, just so I can try and buy the phone. So fix that and I'll be satisfied. But until then, again, a very optimistic beef. What's your daily driver and what's on your phone? So right now I'm actually not using an Android phone. I'm actually using the iPhone 6 Plus. If you saw my last video, I mentioned it in that video. I actually was using the regular iPhone 6 before this. And the reason why I upgraded was because, one, the iPhone 6 battery is not very good, and that's why I switched to this. And then two, I had a 16GB model and I upgraded to the 64GB model because I had run out of space very quickly. But if you want to see what's on my phone, I can go ahead and give you a quick look. These are basically all of the apps that I use, to be quite honest. Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Everything else is secondary. As you can see on the next page, not so proud of that Tinder icon, but sometimes you just get bored. So that about wraps it up for this episode of Ask Me. This is number 4. And again, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, not even just for the series, but just in general, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm really active over there, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of me. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.